Many artists struggle with their mental health, and this can be considered normal in the music industry. Researchers from Westminster University found that 71% of the 2,200 musicians from different genres that they interviewed suffered from high levels of anxiety, which is 3 times higher than the general population. 69% of musicians also report having experienced depression. I'm Will, and today we're going to dive into artists and their music, and how music can affect mental health. Today we have a special guest with us to discuss mental health and music.
I feel like the thing that I struggle with the most and the thing that I've had to sort of teach myself over the last few years is just to communicate with others how I'm feeling. My name's Zach Benson. I am a musician and producer. I'm originally from Virginia, but I'm living in Brooklyn, New York right now. I make indie pop music. My latest album is called Hopeless Romantic.
Zach Benson may not sound familiar. He's an upcoming artist with over 191,000 listeners in 2020. And according to his Spotify Wrapped 2020, he has had over 548,000 streams in just 2020 alone. His most streamed song on Spotify, Kissing as the Cars Pass By, has over 454,000 streams with 20,000 monthly listeners. We asked him what advice he would give to someone who is going through what he had gone through before.
I think the thing that if I was giving advice to someone, I'd just be talk to someone about what you're going through. It's one thing to be by yourself and put it into whatever it is you need to get it out through. Probably the most recent one though that I put out was called Staying Home, which I wrote pre-pandemic, and then we all had to stay home, so it was kind of a moment. But that song was kind of what I talked about before. My toxic trait is that when I'm going through something, I'll block everybody out and just kind of internalize it. I won't reach out to anybody. And it's something that I'm working on, but it's something that I still, struggle with.
Music therapy is a method using music to help with the physical, emotional, and other needs for a person. This can come in forms of writing a song, listening to music, either to help you focus or calm down, listening to music to improve your mood, or even just playing an instrument.
I had this song called Hydroplane on my first project. One of my roommates was going through this really hard physical health moment, and just trying to be there for him and trying to be a good friend, but also feeling like I couldn't really talk about what I was going through because oh, someone else is having it worse. I just gotta shove all my problems down.
A part of music therapy can be writing songs to release the emotions that you feel. Songwriters can use music as in writing pieces and as a coping mechanism. Hiding or escaping these emotions and thoughts can cause a lot of problems for the person and can lead to them being silent and withdrawal from people, as we saw from Zach. Withdrawing is dangerous, as humans are supposed to be social. It can cause serious problems to your mental health, even increase the risk for health problems. It can be as concerning as being an alcoholic or smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Now, let's look into how music actually affects the body. It can influence your heart rate, but how does it affect your brain, you may ask? Well, music can release dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter. It has been found to improve your mood, quality of life, and even self-esteem.
To me, it's just sort of an escape from whatever's, going on in my life. I like to sort of highlight really important, great memories for me and sort of keep them almost like Polaroid photographs.
Music engages the neocortex of the brain, which can calm us and reduce impulsivity. Music therapy can be designed to manage mental stress, boost memory, and eliminate pain. Artists use this to create music to cope with their feelings, and people depend on artists to provide them with the music that can help them heal and feel all sorts of feelings, using music as an escape from the reality that they are living in. People hide or disguise their feelings, as well as any problems inside their head for different reasons. A little while back, Zach discussed his song, Hydroplane. Here's a small clip of it. See if you can relate to what he's saying.
We recover slow, days are harder to do. There are better times, but they're becoming few. And you know I can tell. You can fake a smile, but it's easy to get. You feel like a vessel, you're miserable at best. Oh, you're allowed to yell.
How can teenagers deal with this issue? Well, first, if you need help in any way, it is best to talk to someone, whether it be a trusted adult, specialist, a hotline, or whoever can guide you into what you need to do to deal with these feelings correctly. It is always good to educate yourself on mental health and the psychological effects of music, and reflect on how you are doing. Therapy is another option. The next time you're listening to music, instead of putting on music as a background noise, set time aside to concentrate on what you hear, taking note of the feelings, memories, and body movements. Another way to deal with mental health through music is to try and write what you feel into lyrics. And there are many ways that you can get involved. Thanks for listening. I would also like to thank the other creators of this podcast, Connie, Ysabel, and Senanga. I will also want to give a very special thanks to Zach Benson for letting us interview him. And I'm Will, signing off on today's podcast.